And we got to remember what their strategies and tactics are. And we got to remember the fact that as angry as we might be, if we don't be respectful, and if we don't conduct ourselves with class, that's exactly what they're going to put up there. So please, please, let's just be respectful and get these rules up here so we can actually stop this. So we don't got to keep talking about it. There actually be some change. Thank you. I appreciate it, right? So, we'll go back to the ground rules. This is not just for John. I respect John President. I actually like him a lot. So, we just have to keep up with the respect. The 1 mic for 2 minutes. We're trying to get something accomplished here. Very many people have problems with law enforcement. I see some people here. There's some bad things have happened to in their life with law enforcement. All right? We all have to. That's just what we have to do. Like Ray said, we got to try to control ourselves and get through. That's what we're trying to do. This is open. You're right. And if you're not liking what this is, or it's a dog and pony show, or anything people don't like, oh, there's 2 doors open. Because this right here, my name's going to be at the top of it. And that's another thing that I've been labeled as having radical friends too, that are unruly and don't know how to act, or don't know how to speak. That's what's going to happen. So if you want to do that, anybody can have a phone. Anybody can have a phone. Have one. And you can talk whatever way you want. But here and here today, we're going to talk with dignity and respect for everyone in here.
About violence with Joe Hector, my bastard son was shot dead, mistaken identity. Was a sergeant that's investigated, and they still got an open book. One of the reasons they can't solve it is because people don't come forward with the information. We know what they did, but they can't do what they got to do unless we have them. And when you have a disease, you have to have a cure, but you don't come up with a cure till you identify the disease. There's a crime problem. There's a gun problem, but there's also a racial profiling problem. I see it, and I know it. If you don't identify the problem, you can't stop looking for a cure if you don't admit that there's a disease. That's right. And that's what they got to do. They got to admit what this is. And they got to, I got stopped one time on Camp Street, 10 o'clock, coming out from a Bible class, just like this, because I was coming from work, and went to class, and they were getting my. This is years ago, officer drive by, told them, what are you doing in this neighborhood? And I said, I live in this neighborhood. Get out, put me on the car, put me on the hood, took my license registration, looked at it and said, oh, okay, you can go. I said, well, what did I do? Living in the neighborhood, want to know what a white boy was doing in this colored neighborhood. That's a fact. It's a fact. And we got to face up to it. I did a project with the Department of Health, and they went into all the alcohol. It was involved in accidents and crime. And from that project, we identified that drunk driving was a problem. It took it from 1.0 to 4.8. Drunk driving is down. People were more aware of what's going on. They realized it was a problem. It was never documented. The brother here said with the crutches, we have to have accountability. We need a citizen review board to go over this. Who did what we did, and why we did it. When we have accountability, fix the problem.
That's right.
And once again, these things that are raised right down here, they're going to be typed up just like the action plan that DARE and all the other organizations did. People keep saying, oh, we already did that. Well, guess what? We'll do another one. And we'll keep coming at them with different plans until one of them works. All right? If we think this one is the one that's going to be the end all, then all of those people that are involved in that would be multi-millionaires, because they would stop all the profiling and the things that are going on around the whole country. It's going to take plenty of acts and plenty of angles to do this. And I think some of these things here we haven't said yet, or I don't even know if they're in the act, maybe they are, that we're going to try to present to the police. And any of you will be welcome to that meeting as well. There will be open meetings. Law enforcement asked me several times to meet by themselves. I turned down those meetings because I want to meet with the community. That's why they're here today. Because I could have just met with them after the incident and it could have been over. But I wanted to get solutions from the community. So thank you guys again for coming.
Thank you. My name is Ivan. And I just wanted to say to the Chief of Police, the people are fed up. They've been talking for, like John said, for many, 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 many years. You said that the police need the community and the community need the police. The police are not responding to the community needs. Because I'm not a gang member. You said that you know all the gang members, 1,000 of them, if I get drug dealers, whatever. I'm not a drug dealer, I'm not a gang member. But every day that I leave my house, when I have to leave, the first thing that pops into my mind, do I have my wallet? Is a cop going to stop me? You know, I don't know none of these guys back there. They look threatening to me. And they're supposed to be here for my safety, but they look threatening. If they see me on the street or stop me, it's not going to be the same conversation that I have here. All I'm saying is that the people are fed up. You know what they want. Give them what they want, or else they have no alternative but to take it. Not by force, not by picking up arms, by forming community safety patrols in their own community, where we don't need your cops. I live in a neighborhood, there's a substation right down the block. I don't know any of the cops there. I don't know any police officer's name. They don't come to my neighborhood, they don't come to my door and say, hi, how you doing? You know, I will offer them a water or coffee, but nothing. You know, they come around with the lights flashing, stopping this guy for I don't know what reason. Well, all I got to say is, you have to respond to the community and what they're asking you for. I wanted to throw this out there. A good example, some city in New Jersey, they fired the whole police force. We train them, and they call it community policing now. They got 3 cop cars. They got 400 cops on the force, 3 police cars. And the police go out on foot and go out in the neighborhood, and they know the people. People are not afraid of them. I'm afraid of these guys anytime I think about it. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that. That's all I got to say.
I got a novel idea for a solution. How about we as black men start being better fathers to our children? Start being better uncles and big brothers and cousins to these young men and start showing them the way. I'm definitely pro-orderly society, and I would like to be pro-police. But when I look in the mirror and I see the gashes in my head, and I remember how they almost killed me in 1989. Chief, when you go back and you want to look at my 1989 mugshot, you'll see what they done to me. So, even though I would like to be pro-police, I'm learning. But I know that they have a job to do. And under this man's regime, I've seen a lot of changes. I've been on the other end, on the receiving end. You know, I've been incarcerated. I've been county state police. They've always been very professional in the way they've dealt with our community as far as I'm concerned. I've had some issues with the Providence police, but again, since this man has been chief, I've seen some changes. And I'm optimistic that things will continue to go in a good way. Had Kobe not been the type of father he is to his son might not have known how to handle that situation. And it could have turned out even worse. So again, as black men, we have to be better fathers to our children. I was a gangster, I was a thug, I haven't done it all. I terrorized the streets. But I raised my son to be a better man. See? So now my son is not terrorizing, he's not thugging. He don't wear his pants hanging off. He don't run around the street in a hoodie. Not that it's a law, it should, you know, our sons should be able to wear a hoodie if they want. But I taught my son differently. So this is what we need to do as a community. So again, as black men, we need to start policing our community. See, just don't come to my street. Where I live, where my wife and children live, you're not bringing that nonsense to my street because I'm going to get some more knocks in my head. Because I'm going to protect my woman and my children. So if we all start feeling like that as black men, we won't need them. And they won't be in our community.
I just gotta apologize to my ballers back there. What's up, fellas? Sorry, man. Sorry. Y'all gotta say sorry to the kids back there. You're like, when y'all doing? I'm glad you guys are here. I purposely didn't tell you that we wouldn't be here because I wanted you to come and hear something. The gym will be open right at 9. We'll kick all these old people out and we'll play some ball, right? All right. Who you going for?
And I hope that some of the young people feel moved to speak too. It's open mic too. Because we need to be listening to you also. So I just want to make a couple of quick comments. My name is Shauna, and these are part of why John Prince is a hero in terms of my concrete suggestions for solutions. One thing is doing complaints, civilian complaints. Someone said early on, you can't count on the police to punish themselves, and that's absolutely true. Plus which, there's a state law that protects police from any real punishment, and that's got to change. But the thing we can do with complaints is at least document what's happening. Document, so that there's a more real number coming out. It's a scary process. When you go in there to that hearing, and we only have hearings because people fought for a process back in 1970, but when you do, the police officers have their own attorney, paid for with our tax money, of course. So we're able, out of PRISM, Providence Youth Student Movement, to offer free legal help for people who want help filing complaints, and I'm happy to give you the contact info after the meeting if anybody wants it for how to get that free help. The other thing, training, we also offer training, and there's training on knowing your rights, and people pointed out there is supposed to be a constitution. I've always said the 4th Amendment doesn't really exist on Broad Street most of the time. So, what we do is, here's your rights on paper. Here's what it's supposed to be under that 4th Amendment if it really existed. And then, how do you figure out how to exercise your rights and not get shot and not get slapped and not get locked up or tasered or anything like that. So it's a way of doing know your rights and being realistic too, and working with people's own level of risk. So we can do those trainings if anybody's interested also. And the final thing too, I just want to make a real push, a real plug. I don't believe in body cameras because I think putting more money into policing is not what we need. And until the taser company that manufactures those body cameras has a way to make sure they're left on, which the taser company will never do because they get money from but they will never do that. So I don't trust body cams to be accurate and to actually serve the people. So what we have, and even I can figure out how to videotape, anybody can do what that means. So try to get your, even if your camera doesn't work, they don't know that. When they think they're being videotaped, they might admit that they use the F word because they use it all the time, and they think they're being taped. So please videotape. If they violate your rights, when John Prince filed his complaint on September 19th, 2 weeks later, Providence Police has a policy that protects our right to videotape. Another accomplishment.
Great advice. Great advice. And speaking of complaints, and that's one of the things that we talk about. Everybody, most people here, because they have a complaint or just to listen, please file a complaint. That's what's happening here. You know, I felt like when the thing happened with my son and many other people, the hundreds of people I walked down to the police station that was never mentioned in the media or anything like that, and went to the chief's office. The chief can tell you, I've been in the chief's office many times with people that were intimidated with the system or just didn't think they were getting the proper respect. And we went there and talked, and things went on. I'm really not sure what happened after that, but I know it was on paper, and I know they were fine. So hopefully things are moving forward with that. But that's part of the process. We do have to do that. All right? If we're doing this right here, and no one's reporting, all of you people that are saying kind of incidents, if you never report it, they're not helping us. We're moving back. So I appreciate the young lady before his comments.
I want to say one thing. If you don't have peace and get peace, you won't get peace back. So when the policemen come into the community, there's a certain way you have to deal with people instead of the rough stuff. And the young men, they know that it's going to be a gripe. So just calm yourself. You know, I know there's such thing as jump out boys, and they try to jump up in your face. but don't take it to a level of being like aggressive or here comes the man, I'm gonna, pound on my chest. If you want peace, you gotta get peace. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for the people to try to interact. I didn't have a good relationship with Mr. and Mrs. Kennedy at the police station. And I really never had any problem with any of the officers down there. Anybody got into a beef. But the policemen have got to straighten out, or whatever the governor, whoever the state person is, this jump out boys thing. They can't run around the community, nobody knows who they are, and jump out and beat up people, because our kids can't run down the police station and jump out the police and beat them up if they're coming out. So just keep that thought in mind. You got to get peace and let peace sink within your heart.
And the one thing that I want to point out definitely to the law enforcement officers that are here, because I just thought it was strange that a lot of law enforcement or media, they never heard the term jump outs. They almost were acting in the paper and stuff like I made it up. So that's another reason why we had this forum. I needed for the police here to see that we have people that, hopefully my parents, grandmothers, little kids, everyone saying jump outs. We don't even know what the name of the force is. I have no idea. So this is another reason for the meeting and having this forum, because they need to hear from you. A lot of you don't want to report, you'd rather do stuff like this. That's great. But this is all informational. It's working. This is stuff that the media, the law enforcement, and other community members that never heard of a jump out, they need to hear this stuff. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eugene Montero. I had to write my thoughts down so I don't forget them. I'm a community member. I'm a business owner. More importantly, I'm a father. And a big part of my involvement with kind of the racial profile and stuff really has to do with stuff that happened to my kids. Sadly, I was growing up and I wrote a story, and then I had too many instances where myself, something happened